Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to flip samples with my boy MaxShooter49, who's worked with Future, Young Thug, Quavo, Nardo Wick, and countless other big names, all while still being a teenager. We're going to go over a bunch of techniques you can use while you're flipping samples, and we're going to take a crazy old sample and flip it into something completely new. And Mac dropped a ton of gems with techniques and secret plugins that he uses, so make sure you stay tuned to the end. But to get started, first we got to dig for a sample.
Oh yeah.
You like this?
Yeah. You got a lot of space in it.
I feel like this one might be dope. All right, so we're gonna go into lalal.ai and we're gonna grab these vocals.
Almost made you love me. Almost made you cry. Almost made
This shit is fire.
Oof.
Damn!
It's so clean. Hell yeah. So let's process that. One thing I like to do whenever I'm sampling, I'll just look up the song name and I'll just find the BPM and key. C minor key at 144 BPM. As you can see right here, I just dragged in the vocal, the acapella from Lalal, and I'm going to set it to that 144 BPM. And I'm also going to download the instrumental. I don't really think I'm going to sample the instrumental, but I like dragging them in just to make sure that the timing of the vocal is perfectly on beat. So one thing I like to do with the vocals is like, it's not going to loop perfectly with this part right here.
Almost heard you love me.
It sounds a little not smooth, so I'll take this part from earlier and then I'll just paste that at the end of the pattern so it sounds like it's perfectly looping. Add that breath back in there and then you add these crossfades, and this will like fade these audio files into each other so it should sound like there's no like chop happening.
Almost made you love me.
Yeah, so there it loops perfectly. One thing that's been super popular recently is like speeding up and pitching down vocals. So I'm thinking about speeding this up to like 184 and then pitching this down like 3, and let's see what that sounds like.
Almost made you love me. Almost made you cry. Almost made you happy, babe. Didn't I?
All right, perfect. So now we're gonna loop that. So the first thing you could do to kind of make a sample your own is, instead of using the whole entire sample, like the instrumental and the vocal, and then just kind of like filtering it and looping it, you could just take the vocal out like we did here using the stem splitter, and then build your own chords and whole melody over that vocal, so it's a completely new thing. I'm gonna pitch this back up just because I play everything in C minor.
Me. Almost made you cry. Almost made you happy, babe. Didn't I? You almost had me thinking. Almost made you cry. Almost made you happy, babe. Didn't I?
Yeah, that one's dope. I got put onto the baby audio shit by you. You did like a free plugin video.
Oh, tough. Yeah, Baby Idol got the sauce. Baby comeback.
This one sounds sick, but it might sound cooler reversed. So there's a reverse stuff. I just like bounce it to audio and then I'll chop it every time I see the chord change on the MIDI, and then I'll reverse every file.
I like how it drops down.
Yeah.
But everybody knows. Almost to the count.
Now maybe for a B section, I'll try some shit. I know you're gonna fucking flip the shit. I just know you. One thing I like to do, instead of just like reversing the whole entire audio file, is the same thing I just did with those synth chords, is I'll chop the vocal and then I'll reverse each one of those individual files. So it's like the vocal melody is still kind of playing in the same order that it should be playing in, but it has that reverse effect. And then there's certain words like that sounds like way too weird, so I might delete and just kind of like chop up the parts that sound good together. And then I'm gonna go in here and grab this preset.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of like that last part. I'm gonna pass it over to Mac and see what he could do with it. Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I got a few. I'm definitely gonna sauce it up.
What's your like go-to? What do you normally start doing whenever you're going to flip a sample?
I definitely add a layer or some chords. So I would say like either Contact or Analog Lab, and I just build off of that stuff.
So what is that plugin?
It's like auto-tune for instruments. It just like it kind of puts the vocals more in like in key a little bit.
I saw on your Instagram you met Metro recently at the airport, right? How did that happen? What was that like?
So he was going through like TSA, and you know my flight landed, and I had to ask my dad if he had to go to like the water station. Since he used the restroom and he came out, he spotted Metro. I didn't spot him, he did. And he was like, "Yo, Metro," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I turned around and Metro Boomin's right over there. And just he was on his way to his next flight, so obviously we didn't get to chop it up and nothing like that. But secret networking tip: you gotta go to the airport, man. Like everybody goes to the airport, so like you never know who you might run into.
You've been traveling a lot recently to like LA, Atlanta and stuff. How has that kind of been affecting your career?
It's been really like speeding it all up, bro. I really ran into most of them on accident. Let's say with Lennon on track, I was with Lennon on track for like 2 days straight, and he didn't even know I was there, you know, until my boy Keon said something. A lot of the trips and a lot of the stuff that happens to me is just straight up coincidences, but I don't really believe in that. I just feel like if you work hard enough, shit really just starts to line up. My last session with London on the track, his artist Angel, and she was pulling up and we made a song from scratch. And that felt really productive because it got mixed the next day. That was kind of my first artist session in a sense. That was really like me, Juco, and my boy Josh. We were just really locked in.
What are some like low-key VSTs or plugins you've been messing with lately?
This thing right here is called Factoid. It's basically a layer randomizer, so it keeps everything in time. That's the regular phrase, but if you press time randomize, it just plays with the randomizing of the what's it called, layers. I recently got a Quavo snippet using it. It was like a trumpet and a pad, and I put it in Factoid, and it just really like completely messed it up.
Almost made you cry, almost made you happy, babe. Didn't I? Almost made you laugh.
How important do you think adding phrases and textures and shit is to your samples?
Bro, I love it, bro. Like I can't go one sample without adding a phrase or a texture. Like, obviously, I can make a whole sample without them. Do I want to? Not really.
Ooh, I like that one. I know we've done a few cook-ups. I think this might be one of like my favorite one we've done. This shit is fucking crazy.
It's crazy. I didn't realize it.
Real quick, before we get into the rest of this video, I just want to talk about our sponsor, lalal.ai. As you've seen earlier in the video, I used it to take this sample and get the acapella so that we could build our own thing around it. But Lalal has so much more than just the crazy stem splitter. In the stem splitter, you can grab the acapella and the instrumental, but you can also grab stuff like the drums, bass, guitars, pianos, synthesizers, strings. Pretty much you can just grab every single stem out of any sample that you want. So if you have a sample that you like the violin on, you can just grab the violin. You could even take loops that you don't have the stems for and just put it in there. And if you like the piano, you can just delete everything but the piano and use that in your beat. But on top of the stem splitter, they also have a voice changer. And recently they just dropped a referral program. So if you refer any of your friends, you can get some free credits to split stems, use their voice converter, or anything you want to do. But anyways, the link for them will be in the description down below. I highly recommend checking it out. If you sample, having the stems could be super, super useful. But anyways, back into it.
Almost made you cry, almost made you almost made you cry, almost made you happy, almost made you cry, almost made you cry, almost made
Shifting the drums is so soft.
almost made you cry, almost made you happy, baby. Almost made you cry, almost made you happy, almost made you happy, baby.
Bro. I'm not gonna lie, we flipped the fuck out this one.
This is hard.
Almost made you love me. Almost made you cry. Almost made you happy, babe. Didn't I, didn't I? You almost had me thinking you were turned around. But everybody knows almost doesn't count. Almost made you love me.
Anything from this video, hit that subscribe button so I can keep making more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.